Hi, my name is Ameerun Izzuddin by AHMAD ZAILAN. My matrix number is 08DKA22F1045.
Hello, my name is TAUFIQ. My matric number is 08DKA22F1017.
Assalamualaikum. My name is GUSTI ISKANDAR bin GUSTI ANUAR. My matrix number is 08DKA22F1002.
Firstly, I will explain about the background of our case study. First, municipal solid waste. Municipal solid waste is the trash produced by homes and institutions in a town or city. It includes things like paper and plastic. Managing municipal solid waste involves collecting, sorting, and disposing of it safely and responsibly. Second, hazardous waste. Hazardous waste is any material that can harm people or the environment because of its chemical or biological properties. It includes things like chemical and some electronics. Handling and disposing of hazardous waste safely is important to protect everyone and the environment.
This article highlights the growing issue of illegal dump site in Johor, which the number of new illegal dump sites increasing from 109 in 2020 to 184 in 2022. Most of the illegal dump sites are in the areas under the jurisdiction of Johor Bahru City Council, MBJB, Iskandar City Council, MBIP, and Pasir Gudang City Council, MBPG. The construction project and waste disposal contractors contributing significantly to the problem. The article also emphasized the responsibility of landowners in clearing their plots if they are aware of illegal dumping, and the efforts of the Solid Waste Management and Public Cleansing Corporation, Johor, in the monitoring the cleansing and removal process to ensure proper disposal of solid waste. So, the disposal problem from this article is: first, legal and regulatory issue. The proliferation of illegal dump sites indicates a failure in waste management regulation and enforcement. This can undermine efforts to manage waste properly and protect the environment. Second is resource wastage. Dumping waste illegally means that valuable resources are not being recovered through recycling or other means. This contributes to resource depletion and inefficiencies in the waste management system. And lastly is environmental degradation. Illegal dump sites can lead to environmental pollution, including soil and water contamination. This can have long-term effects on ecosystem and wildlife in the area, as it poses threat of extinction and depopulation. So, the management methods for this article is: first, surveillance and monitoring. Increase surveillance and monitoring of efforts in areas prone to illegal dumping. This could involve the use of cameras, patrols, and community reporting mechanism to identify illegal dumping activities. Secondly is enforcement and penalties. Strengthen enforcement measures and impose stricter penalties for illegal dumping. This could act as a deterrent and encourage compliance with waste management regulations. And lastly is community involvement. Engage with local communities to raise awareness about illegal dumping issue and involve them in clean up efforts and waste management initiatives. This could foster of ownership and responsibility among residents. The article discusses an incident in which company in Sungai Terang, Malaysia, was found to be illegally disposing of chemical waste, leading to pollution in the area. The Department of Environment DOE issued a stop work order to the premises, halting their operation until further notice. The DOE also instructed the company to clean up the affected area and take measures to prevent future pollution incidents. The authorities are investigating the matter further to determine the extent of pollution and to hold those responsible accountable. The presence of chemical waste pollution indicates a broader problem with waste management and environmental protection in the area. So, what are the disposal problems? Firstly, it can affect environmental contamination. Chemical waste pollution can lead to severe environmental contamination affecting soil, water resources, and air quality. These can have a long-lasting impact on ecosystem and biodiversity in the region. Next is acute poisoning. In case of high exposure or accidental ingestion, chemical waste can cause acute poisoning, which can be life-threatening without prompt medical treatment. And lastly is economic implication. Pollution incidents can have economic repercussions, including the cost of cleanup and remediation, as well as potential impact on industries such as tourism and also agriculture. Moving on to the management methods. Firstly, immediate cleanup and containment. The first step should be immediately clean up the chemical waste and contain any further leakage to prevent it from spreading further downstream. These may require assistance of specialized cleanup crews and specialized equipment. Secondly, water quality monitoring. Implement regular water quality monitoring program to track the impact of the pollution. Ensure that the river water matches the acceptable standards for human health and environmental health. And lastly, regulatory reforms. Review and strengthen related to the handling, storage and disposal of chemical waste to prevent similar incidents in the future. These could include stricter permitting requirements and regular inspection of industrial premises.
This is article about municipal solid waste. Malaysia is facing a critical municipal solid waste crisis with high waste generation and low recycle rates, requiring urgent action to address these challenges. Food waste is the largest component of municipal solid waste, followed by plastic, paper, mixed organic, wood and other materials. The problems of municipal solid waste. First, environment impact. Improper waste disposal like overflowing landfill or illegal dumping harms the environment. Second, health hazard. Poor waste management can affect to health hazard to animals and harmful risks to human health. Third, limited landfill space. Malaysia is running out of landfill space due to its current waste generation rate. There are concerns about where to dispose of the waste in the future. The management method for municipal solid waste. First, policy and regulatory framework. Developing and reinforcing waste management rules is super important. We need to set goals for reducing waste, make companies responsible for their products from start to finish. Second, circular economy strategies. Encouraging circular economy principle is key. This meaning reducing, reusing and recycling materials to cut down on waste and use resource efficiently. Third, composting. Composting is a great idea for organic waste like food scraps. It can be done in community sites. It makes nutrient-rich compost for farming and gardening. This is articles about hazardous waste. The articles from New Straits Times discuss the pressing need for improved enforcement in hazardous waste disposal. It highlights the importance of stricter measures to regulate the handling and disposal of hazardous waste to prevent environmental contamination and health risks. The problems of hazardous waste. First, environmental and health risks. Improper disposal of hazardous waste harms the environment and health. It contaminates soil, groundwater, and surface water, causing long-term damage. Second, lack of proper enforcement. Hazardous waste disposal regulations. This implies existing regulations are not enforced efficiently. Third, illegal dumping. Illegal dumping of hazardous waste. Individuals must avoid proper disposal methods. This can potentially harmful waste of waste disposal. The management method for municipal solid waste. First, waste minimization and pollution prevention. Encouraging waste reduction and pollution prevention is crucial. This involves using cleaner production methods and optimizing process. Second, hazardous waste transport and handling. To ensure the safe transportation and storage of hazardous waste, regulation and guidelines must be created. Third, regulator compliance and enforcement. Improving regulation and enforcement for hazardous waste management is essential.
Plastic waste is a critical global concern impacting about human health and the environment. It's ranked the third highest waste source worldwide, with its volume increasing alongside with population growth per capita consumption. Notably, Malaysia has become the world's largest importer of plastic waste since 2017. In Malaysia, managing a plastic waste presents significant challenges. This review outlines the current state of plastic waste production and management in the country, covering the options such as state of plastic waste production and management in the country, covering the options such as landfill, recycling, and incinerations include the scale of risks, policy initiative, and the circular economy approach. Landfilling. Malaysia heavily relies on landfilling as a disposal method for the plastic waste. However, this approach has several drawbacks. Environmental impacts. Landfill contribute to the soil and the groundwater pollutions due to the leachate from the decomposing waste. Space constraints. Land scarcity poses a challenge to establish a new landfill. Greenhouse emission. Decompose of organic waste in the landfill produce a methane, a potent greenhouse gas. Incinerations. Incineration is an alternative disposal method. It involves the burning plastic to waste generate energy. However, incineration also has a drawback. Air pollution. Incineration emits the pollutant including the dioxin and the heavy metal. Energy recovery. Where the energy is produced, efficient energy recovery remains a challenge. Recycling. Increasing plastic recycling rates is essential. Proper sorting and collection system can divert the plastic waste from landfill. Challenges include consumer behavior, lack of awareness, and inadequate recycling infrastructure. Separations. Encourage the citizen to reduce plastic consumption by using reusable bag, containers, and utensils. Implement the effective source separation program to sort the plastic waste at the household level. Recycling infrastructure enhancements. Invest in the better recycling facilities and infrastructure. Raise awareness about the importance of recycling and the proper disposal. Promote the biodegradable alternative. Encourage of the use of biodegradable plastic or the other sustainable material. Support research and development eco-friendly alternative. Sungai Kim King incidents refers to the toxic chemical pollution event that occurred in Johor, Malaysia in March 2019. It involves the illegal dumping of a chemical into the Sungai Kim King, a river in the Pasir Gudang, resulting in a health crisis and environmental damage. The chemical release include the toxic substance like methanol and benzene, leading thousands of the people, including the students and the teachers, experiencing the symptoms such as breathing difficulties, nausea, and vomiting. The incident prompted emergency response effort, including the schools closure, medical treatment, and affected individual, and a large-scale clean-up operation mitigate the environmental impact. Of pollution. The pollution in the Sungai Kim King involved toxic chemical, including benzene, toluene, and xylene, which are harmful to the human health and the environment. The contamination spread to the river surrounding areas, affecting water source, air quality, and soil. Health impacts. The pollution led to severe health consequences for the local populations, including respiratory issue, nausea, vomiting, and skin irritations. Schools had to be closed and 1,000 people sought medical treatment, highlighting the immediate health risks posed by the hazardous waste exposure. Environmental damage. The incident caused the damage to the ecosystem, including the aquatic life in the river surrounding the vegetation. The long-term effect on the biodiversity and ecosystem health may continue to be felt beyond the immediate cleanup effort. Sungai Kim King pollution suitable management method. Immediate cleanup and containment. Implement an emergency cleanup in operation to remove the hazardous chemical from the river and the affected area. Deploy the specialized team equipped with protective gear and appropriate documentation equipment. Health monitoring and treatment. The established health monitoring program to track and address the health impact on the resident exposed to the pollution. Provide the medical treatment and the support service for the individual experiencing symptoms related to the chemical exposure. Regulatory enforcement and compliance. Strengthen the regulatory frameworks for the hazardous waste management, including stricter penalties for the illegal dumping and non-compliance. enhance monitoring and an inspection mechanism to detect and deter the hazardous waste activity in the industrial area. Environmental remediation. Develop a long-term remediation tends to restore the ecological balance on Sungai Kim Kim and its surrounding environment. Implement soil and water remediation techniques such as bioremediation, remediation, and sediment dredging to remove the contaminant and restore the water quality. Lastly, community engagement. Empower the local community with the knowledge and resource to participate in the pollution prevention initiative and the environmental monitoring. Establish the community-based environment group or the committees to collaborate with the authorities and advocate for the sustainable practice.